How do you identify in terms of your sexuality?
I am
Bisexual.
Bisexual.
I currently identify as bisexual.
Straight.
I'm straight.
Straight. Lesbian.
straight.
I identify as straight.
A straight woman.
Straight? Just straight.
Heterosexual.
I'm heterosexual.
Pansexual.
Have you participated in hookup culture?
I have.
No.
No.
Yes.
I have not.
Slightly.
Slightly positive.
No, never.
Yes.
No.
No. Yeah.
I have.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Yes.
What do you look for in a hookup?
I guess like someone who I'm attracted to physically.
Physical appearance.
And probably physical attraction.
Physical attraction.
Like attracted to, of course.
Makes me feel safe.
Comfortability,
Someone I'm comfortable with.
consent,
Like respect is huge for me.
fun.
How do you define hookup culture?
I think there are a lot of ways to define it.
Hookup culture is
Heteronormative. Confusing.
I definitely would not say empowering.
dangerous,
Desperate.
for the desperate.
A little demeaning.
Experimental,
Exciting. Fun.
I've heard it's fun, but it's not for me.
problematic,
Say problematic.
Promiscuous. Trending.
Transactional.
I would define hookup culture as
Ooh.
Casual sex?
Casual sex.
Maybe not sex, but like doing things with no like strings attached, no emotions.
Physical intimacy without emotional intimacy.
you're not allowed to feel vulnerable.
Don't feel a need for like long-term commitment.
typically in the college atmosphere, it's something that is glorified and over-glorified.
What is expected and what people view as normal.
Being used.
Not even that much the actions of people, but kind of like the influencing factors that kind of tell people that no one wants to settle down and kind of like be in a relationship.
How do you feel about hookup culture?
Pretty neutral.
Neutral,
Slightly negative.
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 neutral, negative.
Neutral.
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 I'd say negative.
Negative.
Neutral.
Neutral.
I say negative holistically.
If it's safe, then I've heard people like feel empowered by hookup culture, especially women who want to explore their sexuality more.
It's something that I've done. I lost my virginity that way.
A lot of women especially think that engaging in hookup culture is something that is empowering, and while I do think it definitely can be,
A lot of our societal perceptions of sexual intimacy is very catered towards men.
if there's not a form of mutual respect that goes on there, participating in hookup culture feels as if more geared towards satisfying the needs of the man if it's a heterosexual hookup.
Heteronormative and very cis. Guys assume that they can hit on me, and that's normally what hookup culture's been for me, unless I'm in like an explicitly queer space.
A lot of hookup culture really perpetuates the idea that women are sort of dispensable.
Generally, I feel like women are subject to more stigmas,
There is like a double standard there. Like women are like slut shamed.
whereas if men say they did, like they don't face that same stigma. I think that's complete bullshit.
Non-sober,
Power dynamics.
Pressure,
I feel like there's always some degree of coercion.
I think it's a potentially very dangerous space, very one-sided.
It almost feels a little bit commodified, especially paired with social life at Duke. So much of it feels demeaning and feels objectifying and feels hypersexualized.
How do you think dating apps affect hookup culture in relationships?
Apps in general for queer dating are very, very prominent.
I think they make it like a game for people.
It's very reminiscent of like online shopping.
It kind of dehumanizes the experience, if that makes sense.
Like it almost feels like you're participating in some sort of market.
And it's like super toxic.
It's always like that thought in your head. What if there's something like somebody better? And I think that's very toxic.
Don't really think dating apps are used for dating.
Lost their initial purpose,
It encourages hookup culture.
I think certain dating apps really facilitate hookup culture.
especially Tinder.
Tinder, for example.
I think it can allow for hookups to be more accessible.
More accessible.
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 Definitely play into hookup culture.
That's the kicker to me. Dating apps can be extremely dangerous because it's too easy to judge people instantaneously on what they look like. It kind of like depersonalizes what it means to be a human to me, what it means to be a sexual creature. You don't have to have any form of feelings for the person that you are engaging in anything sexual with, but what you do need to have is some form of respect. And I think it's a lot harder to get that through the internet.
Go back. Okay. Your cheeks are getting redder because of shots.
Oh.
That's cool.